Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to LEGO City Undercover. Let's continue. So we're in this Auburn area and there's just a ton of stuff in this area in particular, as we have a lag there, that we have not done because we haven't really done anything in this area. So we're in a good position. See, now here's a great example of these animations being way too slow. I saw this coffee break. I wanted to run and do the coffee break, but I had to wait several seconds for the plant to grow to come do the coffee break, in which I have to do several seconds of stuff there too. So I'm kind of getting it from every angle here, as far as just, where is this going to land me? Yeah, I am not ready to do that because that will be something in particular that is going to be a pain, I know. That'll be something that takes us into a different direction. Alright, let's see where this goes. I need to scan. Of course, the animation to get to scan mode takes several times. I'm a little embarrassed to say how long it has taken me. It really has been like 60, well, it feels like 60 hours, but it's probably been closer to 30 hours at most. But it took me a very, very long time to realize that the reason why this game has scan mode and none of the other LEGO games have scan mode is because it was a Wii U product. And there were several initial released Wii U products using the Wii U tablet function as a big selling point. I think kind of rapidly that selling point became very secondary to just please have anybody release anything on the Wii U as far as Nintendo is concerned. Wii U was a pretty major failure for Nintendo, which is in line with their release schedules. Like they do, generally speaking, have 2, maybe 3 systems that are very successful. There's a little bit of weirdness that gets added to that when you try to split it between the portable systems versus the console home systems. There was no need to even land there, was there? I would say more than the majority of the portable consoles actually work very well and sold very well, with the slight exception of things like the Virtual Boy, some versions of the Game Boy were slightly phased. Henry Kowalski. There certainly were some Game Boys that had some problems. That's definitely undeniable, but geez, some of these are really easy to get. That's probably because this is like the first area you start in the entire game, so things being on the ground is not super surprising. Of course, a lot of these would still be behind something. Let's see. Where as far as consoles, it's pretty easy to figure out the split there. The NES was super successful. The Super NES was super successful. Nintendo 64 was super successful. The GameCube was super successful. Then you get into, from the GameCube, the Wii. That was super successful, and so it's not really until the Wii U that you have a failure, a major failure. There are some that didn't get to release that were failures. The PlayStation was at one point going to be a Nintendo console. I believe it was the PlayStation, or was it the Dreamcast? I don't remember. And certainly there were things that outshone as far as features and technology, as far as the consoles. I think the right combinations of add-ons to a Sega Master System or Sega Genesis to make it a Sega 32X, a Sega CD, a Sega like what were some of the other things that there's a whole combination of things that would plug into other things that would plug into other things, and that's just so not Nintendo that of course they didn't do anything like that. There's stuff all over the place, and I'm missing a decent amount of them. Let's go for this pig. That's probably where this is taking me, if I was to guess. The original Game Boy for the Nintendo, of course, was super successful, but then there was a Game Boy Light version that added a backlight, I believe, to the original black and white Game Boy, and then that kind of got replaced, I think, by a Game Boy Color that didn't have a backlight. So it wasn't until you got to like a little bit later that you had a Game Boy Advance that had a backlight and was in color. No, Game Boy Color came out, and then I think the Game Boy Colors had backlights to them. But actually, I think by modern standards, you could say the original Game Boy is kind of a horrible device, but you have to compare it to playing old LCD screen games and not compare it to playing a Game Boy Color or Game Boy Advance or a Game Boy Advanced sleek package. Once they started putting hinges in a lot of their Game Boy systems, those started to become problems. Yeah, we spent some extra time around this area, so I suspect there actually isn't anything around here. Nope, there is. Jeez, how am I supposed to get up there? Alright, here we go. There's some way to get all the way up there, which almost certainly means that there's a teleportation spot. I feel like I would have had the ability to break this. Okay, I'm inside. The camera is inside with me. I don't think I could really wedge myself into a corner here to get enough of an edge. So there must have been something in there first. And can break things out of frustration, but that's not really going to help me any. Is this something? No, that's already been activated. Right, if I could get on top of that building, maybe there's something here. Personally, I would say I had a Virtual Boy and I enjoyed it, but certainly I understand why it didn't sell. The main problem with the Virtual Boy is red lasers were the only kind of lasers that existed when the Virtual Boy was released. So if the same concept was released, I think it was about 10 years later that they had blue and green lasers, then you would have had probably success, or at least the potential for a successful device. But they spent so much time on it that they could not justify having it sit on the shelf, and that's funny for Nintendo to have to say that. Frankly, honestly, I think Nintendo probably should have just left it sitting on the shelf as a technology. And even now, in the era of nostalgia, I don't think if you tried to release a Virtual Boy re-release in full color as some kind of collectible nostalgia device, I don't think people would buy it. I don't think anybody's that big of a sucker. These feel like these should be elevators, and yet they're not. The one thing I would say though is if they were going to release a Virtual Boy like collectible thing, that they really would need to do that after VR has just become so ubiquitous and so successful that it makes sense. Because I'd imagine at this time Nintendo wouldn't even want to do anything other than partner with some kind of VR company. So it would be something like an Oculus Rift version. With all of the Virtual Boy games that came out, because there's only, I think in totality for Japan and the West, 36 games that were ever made for the Virtual Boy, which compared to the Wii U, to get back to this game, and you can tell I really don't have a lot to say here, so we're having a history lesson instead. I think the Wii U definitely had a lot more than 36 games released on it. I wouldn't be surprised if it is somewhere around 100, 150 games were released on it, and still it was kind of a major failure. And I guess as we just meander here in the game, I'll just let my mind meander. If that's a word. Even? As we're wandering in the game, I'll let my mind wander and just keep on talking. There's nothing there. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. Up there swings over to this. But that doesn't make sense. So up there swings over to this. So up there swings over to this. I think that's what it happens. So we have to jump between 3 cranes. There's little Lego spiders crawling around. They did nothing with that. Look at these graphics of these plants. That is low polygon foliage if I've ever seen it. And I don't know if that really is a statement on how much the Wii U could render, or if that's just really a statement on the developers of this game in particular being lazy. Alright. So I have to get... Oh, I can just do that. I guess the right thing would have been to break this and then build this and then use this either to jump up to that part or jump up higher. Let's scan around and see what the next thing is. Right next to us. I think in this area in particular they're gonna try and have things hidden in crates, maybe? Maybe not, maybe just hidden in the general vicinity of around being crates. But take note, two things right next to each other. There's definitely empty spots in the world. So that tells me they didn't think that part of the world was going to exist. And honestly, if the open world when they were developing this was half as wide as it is, half as big, half as tall, some things would make some sense. It would play a lot better, I think, too. But that is kind of what I say about all games, is that by modern standards now, as somebody who has basically an infinite amount of games on Steam, games becoming more and more expansive is not particularly an ideal idea. So there is one thing in the crate. Like, there's one thing there that we need to do, but I want to do this first. I think that's it. If that's not it, then who's to tell? Like, who knows how they actually wanted you to reach up there. I might have to use a helicopter to see if I can just jump from a helicopter. I don't think you really can. But yeah, I think I figured their line of reasoning out here. They want me to do a full thing. Of course, with the Spaceman rockets, you can cheat a significant amount of this. Alright, there's a plank here, almost like they want you to jump. I don't follow the logic there. There wasn't anything on that plank. Now up here we go. We've unlocked the dock screen driver. Alright. So my thought is that this now is about me getting over there. But I guess not. Is there a way to get to the top of that? I suppose it is also worth mentioning that they didn't have anything there to indicate that there was a token, so I was so far away from the scan area that I couldn't even see. So we should probably scan again. Like, there might just be a token up there. And I really can't go in that direction because I can't see. There's a crane. Look at the physics on this crane. There's clearly two instances of the same thing. One is a Lego version and one is a non-Lego version, and they were just merged them on top of each other, I guess in the hopes that you would never catch that. And I don't really see any Lego pieces that indicate me I could climb up there. So even if I got up to the next section, I think I'd still be stuck. Which does really point to there needing to be a teleport. But where's the teleport? It's not in these boxes. There's a crane. Let's blow this up and see what happens. That's just a super brick. But why didn't I see that before this point? This open world stuff is getting frustrating, to say the least. Just on the fact that it seems like it's just so easy to run into areas where you're not scanning things right, or there's possibly things that you can't scan yet. So, or maybe there's something inside of a metal box that's important, or maybe there's nothing inside the metal boxes that are important. Right, the next thing. There's all kinds of things here. Alright. So, color the bananas. Alright, so I have to stand far enough away so that I hit the bananas in the right color. Then we have to watch the little dance. And then we can blow up all the bananas. Which, the Lego banana piece has been a running gag since Lego Star Wars. And we didn't see any gag there. We even had an opportunity because Blue in Albatross was talking into a cell phone that was hidden inside a pastry, a croissant. So why not redo the same gag and make a callback? Or if you don't want to make a callback, why not use it somewhere else? Apparently there's 5 of those sitting around somewhere. Or 4 more of those. There's super brick. Maybe what this will boil down to is we'll take the race, and then the race will show us where we're supposed to go. Got a couple more things. Suppose we're still just making progress, as long as we're still making progress. So we aim that and see if that will hit it. Okay. Alright, we'll just make an effort to do that. Jump back this way. Break this. That would have been the easy way to do it, I suppose. Let's see if we can hit all of these. That was a uniquely odd situation. Like, really, does it just want me to fly forward? And that's it. That's it. That's all it wants you to do. That sure seems pretty elementary. But I guess this was potentially the first area you might... No, that doesn't really make sense. Like, well, this was the first area we started the game in. This would definitely not have been the first area that we would have had any ability to fly with the rocket. So, unless this beach was supposed to be some kind of like tutorial gameplay area, which I could kind of see that. You do get a somewhat nice looking view of Lady Liberty Island and the rest of the city. So if you were going to tutorialize people that way, kind of makes sense. Trying to accomplish as many different things as possible in the same few seconds of time. Potentially, I suppose, messing up the game, but we've got to try at least. Alright. Where did that character minifig go, actually? One more super brick to collect over here. This area turned out to be particularly bad as far as areas to work in, just because of the fact that the clown ran down here, and I had to struggle to figure out a way to get the clown out of his car and then arrest him. Micro stuttering too. That's probably the character token. So he ran a decent distance. It wasn't the... but we still haven't been able to find the last thing. Well, I know where that piece is. So let's see if we can go into scan mode. There's a character token that's way over there. Well, we're making progress. That's pretty much all we can say, is that slowly but surely we're making progress. Hot Tub McCready unlocked in a weird place. Here's the problem though. We've unlocked everything and we're running as fast as we can. We don't have any kind of red brick that would make us run faster or turn off these animations in any way to make it a quicker experience. So we're kind of in a sort of grindy situation. There's a boat race. I figure we might as well try it, since there's nothing else in this area it looks like I can do right now. See how this works? As long as they don't keep me near other things, I should be kind of fine. This is slow. Yeah, this is a nightmare because it's having me weave really tightly between things. Maybe we'll get into the open sea a little bit more. Or maybe not. Maybe we'll just end up having to weave through things again. Oh, I can't even break the buoys. Good news is this isn't a very long race. But we unlocked that time trial, and it'll unlock a boat that we'll barely ever get to use. Or actually it unlocked a vehicle, which I find that weird. Color swapper yellow. Let's see. How are we on the map now? We've got still a decent amount of stuff to do in this area. I guess our general idea is we want to go that direction. Yeah, I really just have no clue what box would be the teleporter. And I half think that whatever the teleporter box is, it's maybe very, very far away from where we are. Alright, we've got some new things to do once we got off the beach. Look at this, 4 identical navy minifigs, which kinda makes sense logically, but visually sure looks boring. Alright. Is this gonna be a thrill section? A thrill drill? Probably not. Open that. We've got a race to the top that we can do in a second. First things first is we need to scan things and find them. Because I don't want to have to find anything while in the middle of a race. Some of these races are fine, some of these races are a hassle. Deborah Graham, another named female character that played no role in the story. Not to ignore the fact that there are tons of named male characters that play no role in this story. It really seems like they had the scripts, they had the ideas, they had the concepts, they had like a general character write-up. At least they had the name of a character for each of these people, whereas in comparison, I think if you were to go back and play LEGO Star Wars, the first couple of LEGO Star Wars games, I think you get a lot more random Gungan characters, or not really named characters so much. Let's see. I assume I'm doing the right thing. Yes. I feel like I may have made a mistake here and missed one of the timers. Oops. So we got 37 seconds to try and figure out where we missed it. Because it wouldn't really make sense that they wanted me to go somewhere else. Like, we know where I went was right. I just skipped something. And it's kind of BS that they don't let you skip things. Let's try that again. So we'll get the music again. So it wants me up here. This is the first one. This is the second one. Is there possibly one up here? No. So it must be when you run around this way. There's one, yes. Okay. So we'll see if that wrapping around motion collected all that what needed to be collected. I still hate using this glide feature. There's still two. So that's one. Apparently I miscounted there. Alright, well whatever, we got it done. There's 9 more of those in the game and I'm glad for that. I wouldn't want to do much more. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go into scan mode and see if there's anything I'm capable of scanning around here. can go get that, I guess. Yep, that's the sound of me not having much to say anymore. Just humming and hawing. Right, so is this going to be a helipad? Yes. So if we ever need to call in a helicopter, we've got one more place. Which, this might not be a bad idea to call in the helicopter right now. But I imagine this is the alien. Yeah. He's just gonna appear. Oh wait, no, it's not an alien thing. It's a jump thing. We have several things over there, and then this will take me over there. Let's see what this does. Alright, this is going to be a mistake if I do this because it will mean we miss this whole section, but we're already here, so we might as well do it. And I think I've already gotten the achievement for listening to all of the dialogue, so I'm not super enthusiastic on the concept of sticking with that. There you go. Well, you just want to demolition derby this? We can do that. That seems like an odd choice. There you go. Ready to be arrested.
I'm out of here.
Come on, hit him. Getting run over by a trolley car. Being a reason that I couldn't capture him as easily as I would have liked. Alright, we've got all kinds of things over here. That's a little cliche, having a female voice talk about eating chocolate. A little stereotypical. It won't let me hover up until the dumb animation is done. Next, of course, we get a micro stutter, or just regular stuttering, whatever you want to call it. Was there supposed to be something else there? Missed something there. Oh, gonna have to find a search for clues mission. We don't do those very often, thank goodness. Yeah, a lot of this is just grindy. It's just like, I kind of wish it wasn't here. just making me do a lot of things that either you needed to integrate these things into more levels, which they could have done. We could have easily had 30 levels in this. Or they needed to maybe make them a little bit shorter and sweeter. I feel like Lego Marvel Superheroes in particular had that going for it, where if you just happened to be in an area, you would sometimes just find a gold brick hidden around the corner. You didn't have to do anything special. Let's see, we'll go ahead and open this. And then shoot this. And punch this. Let's see. Come over here. Break this open. The game's still saving every time I get one of those, so I still have to assume that there's something more to be done. Right, that's just a color thing. 3 out of 3. Those mini actions too are way too split. Like, I think I did those across half of this entire area. Whereas any other Lego game, that would have been stuff that would have been way more under control and in a tight area. And here's just a ledge. It's not really a ledge that is designed to be walked on, as far as the fact that it doesn't have the blue and white part on it. And here's something new. Alright, what's the next thing we can scan? We have pretty consistently spent about an hour in this area, and I don't want to get that car quite yet. So there's a character token somewhere. I don't know exactly where though. I don't know what that is either. There's super brick here, so we might as well go and get that. Let's see. Is this gonna open the door to anything? Not really. Yeah, that feels like that would have been a door that would have opened. But it isn't. Interesting. More super bricks. More completely useless to me now super bricks.
I have no idea why I didn't get that job at the library.
Getting the same jokes over and over again in the background noise. The loud yelling guy saying he has no idea why he didn't get the job at the library. Maybe these dumb simplistic jokes are supposed to be kid friendly. I mean, I guess I could kind of get that idea. When you're just, if you're just gonna repeat or say things that are super easy for people to understand and be a step ahead of you on, for little kids to be a step ahead of you on in particular. Guess maybe that makes some sense. Questioning how you get out of this area. But that sure doesn't play well for an adult playing a LEGO game. Not that they really need to make the LEGO games super adult friendly. I think the problem would be better stated as it doesn't play well for any older, even children. Like, dumb jokes kind of lose their impact after a kid has heard it once and can repeat it back to you. And after a couple years of hearing dumb jokes, I think most kids are over it. Kids being particularly flippant about their likes and dislikes, as is natural. And thank goodness for that. Jeez, if I liked everything that I liked when I was a 2-year-old, it would just be mashed peas. This is an interesting jump here through a brick wall, but they did absolutely nothing with this. So why wasn't there more of that? And why do I just find a random wall that I can drive through that has nothing to do with any race and has nothing to do with any collectible? And we are getting kind of scarce here. There's still somehow 6 characters tokens in this. There's an ATM, there's the alien chase, there's one more plant, there's the fireman cat thing, there's 2 car thieves, there's a silver statue. We know where the plant the flag is, but we can't get to it. There's a drill thrill. There's 2 more super bricks, so that does point out that the super bricks are a issue. So I think we just kind of have to go this direction. Just follow this way. And we've only got about 7 more minutes before I'd like to wrap up this recording. I don't mind spending an hour in each area. Like that barely gives you 15 areas that you would have to deal with. But what I kind of mind, and I think we will see this as we get further, is that it won't just be an hour each area. I think what we're going to find is that we're actually going to have to do a lot more than an hour an area. 2, maybe 3 hours per area, and it's gonna be frustrating. Right. What was I supposed to do here? Doesn't look like anything. I break those. We'll blow that, but I'm confused as to what that's supposed to do. This is like a gas station, which I guess means there's 2 gas stations in all of LEGO City. And yeah, if I can't scan something, then I don't even want to try and take it. Because there's far too much stuff. Far too many little things. I can't jump off the car. Best I can do is fall off the car. The Octane Lego sets, by the way, were originally a Shell Oil cross-branding deal, and so a long time ago it was Shell Oil Lego sets whenever they would build a gas station, which was more often than I guess probably needed to happen. But eventually there was protests about something Shell Oil was doing, being an oil company. I believe they were probably spilling oil somewhere and polluting the earth, if I was just to randomly guess. And so LEGO, after a little bit of protesting, decided to undo their partnerships, and LEGO since then has been maybe a slightly tighter about who they partner with. They're pretty protective of the brand. They don't want certain things, for sure. That has left some openings in the market, in particular with like military vehicles. That they will never build military vehicles. They want peaceful toys, guns. They won't make guns, but they will bow to Star Wars license and let them have lightsabers and blasters. Let's see. Where is this gonna land me? So that does open up a doorway, because they won't make those types of things. It opens up a doorway for other producers to swoop in. Alright. So I'm gonna grab this. Grab this. And I do believe that there's something under here. Let's see. That was super easy. Seems like they just decide to stop sometimes. It's interesting, when you get in this garage, you have that area-wide music. It seems to be coming from nothing. Alright. Let's go into scan mode. Just make sure we're looking all over. Yeah, we've kind of hit the corner of this area. There's something way over there. There's definitely some more things to get, but I would like to see where this teleportation pad takes us. If this takes us to the top of the crane, that'd be surprising and not really be logical, but whatever. And it certainly sucks that why did I go into slow motion there? The game just put me in slow motion, seemingly for no reason. Okay. We will... Would I make that jump? Kinda doesn't seem like it's designed for me to be able to make that jump. So I'm gonna come over here. we'll run around here. We'll do a quick scan just to make sure that a tree or something isn't something important. This probably doesn't do anything other than grow a plant. We can just climb up here, and
Happy day, holiday. Yes. Are there 3 more beautiful words in the English language?
So is that gonna drain the pool? Yeah, I think it is. And then we're gonna drain the pool, and then we're gonna build something here with the glowing super brick panels, which they really shouldn't be glowing. They should just be a solid color of something. A green base plate would be about the standard thing you would want. A significant amount of LEGO builds are on green base plates. Start with green base plates. The bigger builds are, at least. Alright. Harbor worker unlocked. We've got something over here. And what's interesting is, I think we've got a bit of an indicator. No, I guess that's not an indicator of something else nearby. Let's see. Got some other stuff over here. Can we make it to that other stuff? Ton of lag. Welcome to lag the game. And see, the fact that there still is lag after I thought I had it fixed really makes me wonder if maybe I haven't done anything to fix the lag. I just simply took a long enough break between the last time I played a LEGO game that I finally had kind of calmed down and forgotten about how laggy the other ones are. I don't think that's the case, though. I think some small amount has been improved, but clearly not 100%, which sucks, certainly, and is unacceptable, certainly. Paul Flanagan, another named character. Let's see. Just look around here. So that flower that way. More things up this way. Maybe the farmer challenge that I just scanned that says water 20 things is the lifetime challenge. That might be it. That very well might be the case. That certainly would be less frustrating than thinking that in that one specific spot, after I've done 20 of the watering challenges, a character token will unlock in that one specific spot, and then I'll have to come back and find it. There's a whole thing here. Like, there's a whole gate with an electrical. This is weird. I guess we have to scan this to get to this special build, which I don't think we see used anywhere else. Maybe it's used at the very, very beginning of the game, right across from the police station. We're gonna build this, and we're gonna drive this, and then we're gonna drive it over that, and then drive it over that. I'll turn off the water. This is controlled terribly. But apparently I did it well enough. Reverse. And then forward. Oh, it's not showing that there was a grating on top of that for ease of view, I guess, or just because of the lack of proper animation. And do we really want to go any further or not? There's clearly things all over the place, and I want to get that the last if I can. Let's get just a general idea of how this is. Still need to find the ATM and get the cat down, do the 2 car races, the 1 silver statue, the 1 high point reached, the drill thrill minigame, and the fast travel location. But that's kinda it. If we hit this, we are at 76% and we were at 14% before. There's still 9 gold bricks in this area. There's still 3, 2 character tokens and 2 vehicle tokens. So we've got some work to do, but we're making progress. Pretty good progress. That's going to be it for this recording. We're at 61.8% and we're at 11 billion studs, so we did not stop at 10 billion. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.